Welcome to Health and Wellness for You and Your. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Trey Cooks. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a delicious glazed honey mustard salmon. For our sides, we're going to have buttered potatoes, sweet corn, and stuffed mushrooms. So, let's get cooking. The first thing we're going to be doing is washing off our baby portobello mushrooms in hot water. And just like in some of my other educational cooking video tutorials, I will be speeding up the video a little bit at a time. I like to use a knife to scale the dirt off of these mushrooms. You have to figure it's been sitting in some dingy dark forest for years. Anytime you're using a sharp knife, make sure you're very, very careful and take your time. I definitely took my time. However, this video is going at 4 times the normal speed for your convenience, so you don't have to sit through the lengthy time that it took for me to clean off these mushrooms. Next, we're going to be removing our salmon piece from the package, rinsing it off, and then cutting it into 2 separate pieces. I've heard over the years that the heat from the oven will kill the bacteria on the fish. I'm going to be cutting the fish in half, so I'm going to go ahead and wash it off. I normally prefer washing it off anyway. You can use a knife to cut your fish in half or use cooking scissors. Today, I prefer to use cooking scissors. Anytime you're handling raw fish with your bare hands, you want to be careful what you touch so you don't transfer bacteria, and make sure you wash your hands several times to get them clean. Next, we're going to be adding our honey mustard sauce to our salmon before putting it in the oven. After the salmon is done and you remove it from the oven, you can always add an extra coating because the hot temperatures from the oven usually cause it to roll off as it's cooking, and an extra coating will just give it that extra flavor. For your honey mustard glaze, you can mix honey and mustard into a sauce. For my honey mustard glaze, what I did was I like a honey mustard dressing that I normally put on my salad. It's very, very, very thick, so I'm using that just to save some time. And it's one of my favorite flavored dressings. What are your favorite ways to make baked salmon? For example, lemon peppered salmon or a glazed or sauced flavored salmon? And or what have been some of your favorite ways salmon has been prepared for you to eat? And how did you like it? Leave a comment and let me know. I'm adding the glass lid to the pot so the humidity and vapors and flavor stays in the pot while it's cooking. Now, temperature and cooking time will vary based on the thickness of the salmon. Based on the thickness of this salmon, I'm going to set the oven temperature at 350 degrees and cook it for 20 minutes. Next, we're going to make our tuna salad mushroom stuffing. We're going to use a can opener to open up our cans of tuna. I prefer the tuna soaked in water instead of oil. Now, you really want to make sure you don't spill the tuna fish water on the countertops or get it on your hands, because if not, it's going to be a really messy smelly job to clean up, so make sure you be careful. I'm going to take this can over to the kitchen sink and pour the water off. Eating tuna fish can be a nutritious addition to your diet, providing various essential nutrients. Here's a breakdown. Tuna is an excellent source of high quality protein. A 3-ounce, 85-gram serving of canned tuna typically contains around 20 to 25 grams of protein. Protein is essential for muscle repair and growth, as well as overall body function. Tuna, especially varieties like albacore and bluefin, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These are heart-healthy fats that have been linked to various health benefits, including reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and brain function. What I just did was add a little ranch dressing, one of my secret ingredients. Tuna is also a good source of several vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, vitamin B12, selenium, and iodine. Vitamin D is crucial for bone health and immune function, while vitamin B12 is important for nerve function and the formation of red blood cells. Selenium and iodine are essential for thyroid health and metabolism. Okay, so I ran out of relish, but I do have these huge pickles. So what I'm going to do is finely slice up these pickles and cut them up into little itsy bitsy pieces. You always want to be very, very careful when using a sharp knife when cutting up things. Make sure you go real slow. And if you don't feel comfortable with the knife, if you're not the best at using a knife, you can always use cooking scissors and just cut things up. I usually prefer to use cutting boards that aren't wood for the simple fact that over the years I've learned that over time the water and washing the wood usually warps, gets creases, starts to hold germs like bacteria. So I usually try to stay away from wood cutting boards, although I do have a few that I use from time to time. Do you see how much I love you? I'm sharing another one of my secret ingredients, which is salsa. It gives it a little extra kick. It's time to wash off in hot water our orange, yellow, and red bell peppers and cut them up. Some more nutritional information about tuna. Tuna is relatively low in fat, especially if you choose water-packed or canned varieties. However, it's important to note that some varieties of tuna, particularly those high in mercury, like big eye and bluefin tuna, may contain more fat than others. Just a little warning for you, while tuna is nutritious, it's also important to be mindful of mercury content, as mentioned earlier, especially in larger species like albacore and bluefin tuna. High levels of mercury can be harmful, particularly for pregnant women, nursing mothers, and young children. Opting for smaller tuna species like skipjack or canned light tuna can help reduce mercury exposure. Tuna is relatively a low-calorie and filling option for those watching their calorie intake. A 3-ounce or 85-gram serving of canned tuna typically contains around 100 calories, making tuna an awesome choice. Overall, tuna can be a healthy part of a balanced diet when consumed in moderation. It's essential to vary your seafood intake to minimize exposure to environmental conditions like mercury and to choose sustainably sourced tuna whenever possible. Let's add spinach to our tuna salad mix. I'm going to add some delicious shredded cheddar cheese. I wonder what time is it? It's mushroom stuffing time. I'm going to share with you some fun nutrition and health benefit facts for eating mushrooms. 1 cup of raw mushrooms, that's about 70 grams, has 15 calories, 2.2 grams of protein, 2.3 grams of carbohydrates, and only 0.2 grams of fat. Mushrooms are also a good source of copper, B vitamins, potassium, and iron. There are several health benefits for eating mushrooms. Mushrooms are low in calories and fat. Their minimal fat content makes them heart healthy. Mushrooms contain selenium, which has antioxidant properties. Some varieties are excellent sources of vitamin D. They may play a role in brain health. Certain compounds in mushrooms may help protect against disease. Remember to enjoy mushrooms in various dishes. They're versatile and nutritious. It's time to clean up our corn on the cob. It is also time to clean off our potatoes. I have this wonderful steamer, so we'll be boiling our potatoes and steaming our corn on the cob. I just heard the timer go off, so that means it's time to remove our salmon from the oven and our stuffed mushrooms. Make sure you check your oven mitts from time to time to make sure they're not worn or have holes in them. You don't want to burn your hands. From time to time, you want to replace them. I only put the mushrooms in the oven on 350 degrees for 6 to 8 minutes. Our baked salmon and stuffed mushrooms looks and smells great. I'm going to close the oven door, get our steaming pot and place it on top of the stove eye so we can boil our potatoes and steam our corn. Have you ever eaten or made stuffed mushrooms? If so, what were they stuffed with? Leave a comment and let me know. I just love steaming sweet corn and other veggies, plus steaming veggies maximizes vitamins, nutrients, and flavors. Here are a few of my creative baked salmon and stuffed mushroom dish suggestions.
It's time for Trey's creative baked salmon and stuffed mushroom dish suggestions.
Grilled salmon with mango salsa. Grilled salmon fillets topped with a vibrant salsa made from diced ripe mango, red bell peppers, red onion, cilantro, lime juice, and a hint of jalapeno for a sweet and spicy flavor contrast. Salmon teriyaki skewers. Bite-sized pieces of salmon threaded onto skewers and grilled to perfection, then brushed with a homemade teriyaki sauce made from soy sauce, mirin, sake, and sugar, creating a delicious blend of sweet and savory flavors. Salmon tacos with avocado crema. Soft corn tortillas filled with flaked grilled salmon, shredded cabbage, diced tomatoes, and a creamy avocado crema made from ripe avocados, Greek yogurt, lime juice, and cilantro, offering a refreshing and satisfying twist on traditional tacos. Smoked salmon eggs Benedict, a luxurious brunch dish featuring toasted English muffins topped with smoked salmon, poached eggs, and Hollandaise sauce, garnished with fresh dill or chives for an elegant presentation. Crab stuffed mushrooms. Large mushroom caps filled with a creamy mixture of lump crab meat, cream cheese, garlic, breadcrumbs, and herbs, then baked until golden and bubbly, creating a luxurious appetizer or party snack. Spinach and feta stuffed mushrooms. Mushroom caps stuffed with a savory mixture of sauteed spinach, crumbled feta cheese, minced garlic, breadcrumbs, and a hint of nutmeg, then baked until the filling is heated through and the mushrooms are tender, resulting in a flavorful and satisfying vegetarian dish. Blue cheese and walnut stuffed mushrooms. Mushroom caps filled with a creamy mixture of crumbled blue cheese, chopped walnuts, minced garlic, breadcrumbs, and a drizzle of honey, then baked until the cheese is melted and bubbly. offering a unique combination of bold flavors and crunchy texture. Wild rice and cranberry stuffed mushrooms. Mushroom caps filled with a mixture of cooked wild rice, dried cranberries, chopped pecans, minced shallots, grated Parmesan cheese, and chopped fresh herbs such as thyme and rosemary. Then baked until heated through and garnished with a sprinkle of chopped parsley, offering a festive and flavorful vegetarian option. Take a look at our final dish. And there you have it, a nice healthy meal for you and your family. We have salmon glaze with honey mustard, corn on the cob, buttered, mashed potatoes with butter, stuffed mushrooms, and lemonade. Now all we have to do is see how it tastes. Wonderfully delicious. Thank you once again for joining Trey Cooks. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit your notifications so you can get my future videos directly to your cell phone and or computer. Make sure you have a wonderful, glorious, blessed day full of joy, happiness, peace, light, and most importantly of all, love. Cheers to your health.